Say YouTube.
YouTube.
Say tack YouTube.
Tack YouTube.
Varsågod YouTube. Varsågod YouTube.
Gonna give the oil change another go today, but gotta have the right tools. One of each. This store is pretty much like I don't know, Walmart, I guess, in the US, except for you can't buy food. It's more like maybe it's a different store that I'm thinking about, but it's a hardware store where you can buy everything for your house and car and pretty much anything except for food. Can't go to the studio without actually going up to the studio. I got a great question from Elaisio. I think that is how you pronounce it. Out of curiosity, how does the cost of building your house compared with buying one of a similar size? If buying would cost you 100%, how much is costing to build it? Me and Amanda was looking for a house for, I think, approximately 1.5 to 2 years before we actually decided to buy this property and then build a house on this property. The decision that we made was based on how much we would have to invest into buying a house that is maybe like 15 or 20 years old with renovation and, you know, doing all the things that is needed to do with a house to maintain the upkeep of it, versus having a new house and not having to spend any money at all for the coming 10 years. And we kind of decided that if we buy a house for 500,000, then we are going to buy a new house instead of buying a house that is 15 years old that we would have to invest in as time goes. But now we can start from scratch and create our own sort of like oasis of how we want the house to be. And even though it's taken way longer to actually get to the point where we have a house, it's gonna be very nice when we actually have the house, when we have the property, the garage, the new studio, and everything in place, so that we can just start from scratch with our own place, our own property, our own house, and make it the way that we want it to look, not someone else's that we bought. I think that is pretty cool. I'm gonna jump to one other question as well from D. Schultz. How much time did you spend in the beginning to edit your vlogs versus now? I'm curious how your experience with vlog editing changed your efficiency. Thanks for all the great content and motivation. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that a whole lot. Well, now I edit one of these videos in approximately an hour. That's it. But when it comes to my main channel, I spend way longer to try to make sure that it's like short and to the point and very entertaining in the sense of the kind of videos that I would like to watch myself. The more that I make these daily vlogs, the more I realize that it's not about how polished the edit is. It's more about how much footage you actually have to be able to piece it together the story that you want to share. Having the ambition to not get dirty today. We're gonna see how that pans out. During some point, the gloves will come off. Are we ready for another try?
Yes. Now we will change oil.
Ser ni fluff? Ja du. There's some dark oil. Filled us yesterday and still looks the same. It's like completely new oil. Looking very, very black. Moment of truth. Let's see if this works. The good thing about Biltema is that you can buy some cheap stuff. The bad thing though is that it breaks upon use almost every time. Rendered useless. Just an hour or so. That's what I said to myself this morning. We need a Pillemai.
Yes, we leave orange.
There we go. Oh, there's gonna be some oil coming down here. We ready? Oh, here we go. Sheesh. Filter that has probably never been changed. This is what the new filter looks like. This is what the old filter looks like. Ugh. About damn time. Yeah. Done. Nice restaurant visit today. definitely ringing in my ears. I'm getting a lot of questions on what is going to happen with my studio when the house is built. And that's the studio. And this is below. So we got 5 meters from floor to ceiling. Approximately 150, 160 square meters of space that we can utilize. We need to do some renovations to the ceiling, to the floor. But the plan is to make this to a very good space sometime in the future. Who knows what is going to happen with my current studio space. Maybe we're going to have a fireman pole going down here. Huh?